everyone. Matt Canning here with bodybuildingpro.com, here at the 2012 Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic in Columbus, Ohio, here with new Canadian pro Renaldo Gairy at the Mutant booth. Renaldo, tell me something. You turned pro, and that's awesome that you're pro now, but before you turned pro, there was a contest that I think a lot of people disagree with your place in, which would be the North America Championships. You came 13th, and top 10 would have been you could have maybe even placed top 6, top 3, won that show. You were what I consider a first call-out guy, but at least a top 10 guy, no question about that. How do you come 13th at a show when people, maybe even yourself included, but definitely a lot of the fans and other people, thought that you should have been much higher than that?
It happens as I was discussed with someone else before. It was like, you got to show it that many people. It's simply an overlook. That's the only way it makes sense to me. At the show, as soon as I left the stage, people were grabbing me in the audience saying, well, what happened? That didn't make sense. You totally got ripped off. I got so much of that. And then just asking other coaches, even talking to some of the judges, it's almost like the head judge makes a call and the rest of the judges got to deal with what's laid out. And they don't really get to go back and forth in terms of comparison. So that's one thing that happened, is just not getting that call out, which means I'm not going to get a good look ever. And then, other people are like, okay, you could have been more conditioned. Then I look at the other guys, they weren't really in good condition. You could have been bigger. Hey, no, Ronaldo actually put on a lot of size. He's looking pretty big. He's comparing, I was at the top of the weight class. So it's just, I can't put any sense on it. No one else could give me, there was no consistent answers. When you get consistent answers from people, there's something. And when everyone says maybe this, maybe that, and no one really has an idea what's going on, there's really there's no logic to it, other than I just simply got overlooked. The judges maybe didn't see me. I didn't stand out to them, didn't make an impression, or they forgot. Who knows?
Well, hey, you turned pro after all in Canada, and that's important because I feel that you deserved it. It doesn't matter now. Nobody can take that pro card away from you, so you got it now. Now, as for Canadian pros, there have been some good ones. Obviously, Paul Dillette was a good example. Frank McGrath, Fouad Abiad, and Ben Pekulski now way up there. And, these are all Olympia caliber competitors. But being in Canada, how do you feel in terms of what it takes to market yourself, to put your face out there? Is it different? Are there more challenges for a Canadian pro?
Definitely way more of a challenge. Even upon becoming a pro, when you're just an amateur athlete, trying to get into a Weider magazine, if you're not an NPC athlete, they're not looking at you, right? So that's the first thing. So having not even had a look or any kind of buzz about you before you're a pro is that much harder to get started as a pro. Thank goodness for my sponsor. We're just getting into the U.S. market, and they're advertising Flex Online. They're advertising. I just picked up a Muscle Mag. I saw the ads in there. So, because of them, I'm pretty sure, my face is going to get into the U.S. I mean, we're here at the Arnolds. We're going to be at the Olympia. I'm going to be here. So, or I'm here and I'm going to be there. So that's definitely going to help. Without the sponsor, it would be so much more, of a challenge. I'd pretty much have to do the whole hustle on my own. Probably have to take a lot of trips, and just getting like photographers to look at me and want to shoot with me, that would also be a challenge. So definitely the sponsor helps. So if any other Canadian athlete who wants to break into the market and wants to get popularity in the States, the sponsor is definitely going to be a help, or just got to know the right people.
Unfortunately, bodybuilding isn't, let's just say, it's not something where you can score points or like a hockey game. It's a subjective endeavor, and the fact of the matter is these things matter, unfortunately. Another challenge actually facing bodybuilders, you're a bodybuilder of stature. You're close to 6 feet tall, and people always have you're correct, you're 5'11", is that right? That's what I've seen you listed. 5'10". And you do, and 5'10" is actually pretty tall for a bodybuilder. Like a lot of the guys, obviously the taller you are, the harder it is to put on mass. How do you feel about the challenges with that, the expectations for the judges to ask you to get bigger all the time?
I expected of myself, really, to get a lot bigger. I was doing different shows when I started, so it wasn't really about getting huge. It was just more about being conditioned. So it's kind of like I got to catch up with myself now and start filling in a lot of areas. I have more of an athletic look, so trying to really put the mass on it's not impossible. It's just going to take some time, and I always make improvements every year. 5-6 pounds are always there. This year, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a little more than that. A lot more motivation. So it's been consistent. It hasn't slowed down in terms of gaining weight. So eventually, everything's going to look good. Like, just look at my transformation over the years. You'll see it. I'm starting to really fill out, and it's bound to happen. It's going to happen, and people are going to be happy when they see it.
Well, you can think, like I said, 5'10" for a bodybuilder is actually getting in the tall range. And what I find about taller guys is that when they finally, but 5'10" is actually a good height to be just in between in certain ways, like where you're not too short to, like some bodybuilders who can't make an impact because of height, they're judged for being too short. Other ones are so tall it's hard to fill in their frame. Exactly, and I think that it takes time, but when a bigger guy, when a taller guy fills in, he looks really dominant, and then you kind of, like this happened to Gunter, Tony Freeman, Gunter Schlierkamp, Tony Freeman, other tall bodybuilders. When they finally got in that top 10, top 5, they stayed there for a long time, and that's what could happen to you. But Renaldo, tell me something. Where will we see you next in terms of, now that you've turned pro but haven't competed yet as a pro, where can we see you compete the first time?
Definitely, you're going to see me competing in my hometown, which is Toronto. I'll be at the Toronto Pro, which is between June 1st and June 3rd is the entire show. I'm pretty sure the pros will be on the night of the 2nd. So yeah, you'll see me there. My weight right now, if you want to know, is about 255. I usually grow into my show, so I'm predicting my weight's going to be around the 240 range. Last year I was on stage about 228. Weighed in a little light, but ate up to about 228. So this year I'm expecting around 240.
Oh yeah, you have the frame definitely and the height to do 240 well. And again, bodybuilding, you improve over time, obviously. But you're one of the better pros, small waist and good stature that come out of Canada for a long time. So I hope that you can do Canada proud. It would be good to see you up there with Ben and Fouad and Frank right now. Renaldo, tell me something, just briefly. What's your favorite mutant supplement?
Favorite mutant supplement? Two really. First one would be Mutant Rage. It's a pre-workout. I've had a lot of trouble with other pre-workouts because there's just way too much caffeine, too much stimulant. Mutant Rage is at a good level. You get more of a focus, concentration, more motivation when you train, not just a fast heartbeat, and also a lot of strength. And then there's Mutant Pump, which is a very, very well-designed pump product. It's not just arginine. They got a lot of enzymes there that help prolong your pump by actually breaking down the enzymes that cut down your pump, right? So it's kind of like a double negative thing, but it helps you maintain that pump and get really, really crazy big and freaky in the gym.
Well, for the Canadian and European fans, you can find Mutant pretty easily. Like Renaldo said, they're breaking into the U.S. market right now for the American fans. Renaldo, in closing, can you tell us where your fans can reach you on the internet or anywhere else for that matter?
Facebook is probably your best bet. I have a website, razorgary.com. But Facebook's I just get way more contacts on Facebook. I'm on it regularly. Check it on my phone anytime I want. I'm also on Twitter. You can follow me at twitter.com/RenaldoG. And also check out my YouTube channel. It's called Fantacular. It's a funny name. But I always post my videos there. So anyone who likes watching a good posing routine and seeing a little artistic going on, check that out. You'll enjoy what you see.
Well, guys, you heard it right from Renaldo. The best way to find him would be Facebook. So everyone, here at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic 2012 Expo in Columbus, here with Canadian Pro, which you'll be seeing a lot more Renaldo soon, I think, based on the improvements he's been making, here in Columbus, Ohio, with Renaldo Gairy.